You're welcome back to the Afia Morning Show, and thank you for staying with us. We still have, 2 more states to visit before we call it a day on Around the Region today. But Oji is going to take us, I don't know, by air to Owerri in Imo State.
Before we get there, by the way, I love the fact that service is happening at this point in time, right? Is very resourceful because we have everything it takes to take over and be that place, that viable economic region, by the way. But first thing first, security is paramount. You need to get security under check right here in the southeast part of Nigeria, because no investor wants to invest where they are not comfortable and feel secured, by the way. So I think it's a very great deal that service is happening at this point in time.
You're very correct. I mean, what better way to emphasize the need for security than the Obi of Onitsha himself?
Yes.
Saying that security is a challenge and is paramount, and the government needs to look into it so that businesses can actually invest here in the southeast.
Yeah, that's great. But let's move over to Imo State, right? And Owerri. POS operators and residents are, the craze of the cash crunch, by the way, and they're not left out in the current woes and scarcity of cash from Nigerian banks. Our correspondent right there, Miriam Onyebule, has the reports as she gauges the situation there in Imo State.
The Yuletide season has begun to see the trend of scarcity of Naira notes, with banks in Owerri dispensing as low as 5,000 to 20,000 Naira over the counter. Many customers are left stranded at automated teller machines where they have access to very little cash dispensation. Smart says he has been at the ATM for several minutes, hoping to successfully withdraw some money.
I was not able to withdraw money because the queue there is much. People that are even standing there, most of them, they say that what the ATM was able to give them is 5,000. And there is a particular man there that is there before me. He said he wants to withdraw about 50,000 Naira. So I can't stay and wait for the man to withdraw 5,000 Naira to get up to the amount he wants to withdraw. So even the POS I went, they were not able to give me. They are calling a lot of money that if I can be able to take 10,000 Naira, I'll give them some amount of money. 400 Naira, some said 500. So I don't really know. Because I can't see where I can withdraw 10,000 Naira with 500 Naira or 400 Naira. How much then do I have? And this is money I want to, even that the only amount that is in my account is that 10,000 Naira. If I'm able to withdraw the 10,000 Naira, how much will I give them as their own charge?
Because banks do not dispense enough Naira notes, point-of-sales business owners generally know that POS operators here in Owerri review that they have resorted to buying cash from business traders. This has also caused them to increase charges for transactions.
Recently, we are experiencing a scarcity of cash based on banks are no more giving us a reliable quantity of cash that we want. They normally say that they are practicing this cashless policy of a thing. So they normally give 10,000, sometimes 20K as a limit, day limit. So what we normally do, we now go to the business owners who sells as in things in bulk, to make transfer to them so that they can give us the cash that they sell out. Then we do the transfer to them. That's how we normally get cash nowadays. Not from.
So this would make the market people who have access to cash in one way or the other to sell cash to you. Because when you ask them for cash, instead of them to deposit and pay you the POS person, they will tell you that you have to buy from them. As of them, we usually buy 500 Naira per 100,000. But currently, they have started selling 1,000 Naira per 100,000. And some go as far as selling 1,500 per 100,000. Because they know very well that we don't have a choice than to buy from them. I mean, this is our business, so we can't just shut down the business because of the scarcity of cash. So we have to cut cash in one way or the other just to feed the society and people, to still keep the business going. And this has affected the price of our business because some people do 400 Naira per 10,000, some 200 Naira per 5,000, while some 300 Naira per 10,000. And I don't know how long this is going to take.
This situation has been on for some months now. No one is sure how long the crunch situation will last. Nonetheless, there are high hopes that things will get back to normalcy soon. In Owerri, Miriam Onyebule for Afia TV.
Well, it's not just Imo State. I think almost all the cities in the southeast,
experiencing this cash crunch,
the same pause and all that. And I think it would hinder a lot of activities in this Yuletide period because we don't be moving around without cash. You can, settle and get some little things you need. Why would you be even transferring like 500 or 200 naira if you make a purchase? When you can just use a cash and solve. And
it's a complex issue. Now we're seeing commercial banks, the associations within these commercial banks, the deposit money banks, saying that they are not getting enough cash from the Central Bank of Nigeria. And they're also saying that they usually used to get cash from retailers. But what retailers are doing now is that they are selling cash and they are making money on the cash that they are selling. So basically, at this point in Nigeria's economy, money is working for people. Money is working for people. So that's how they're making money. And these commercial banks get money from CBN. They also get from retailers, according to the Bankers Association. So you now have to question the issue of law enforcement. And I say law enforcement because it is actually illegal to sell naira in Nigeria, legal tender, because it is a symbol of the nation's sovereignty. And at the same time, it constitutes naira abuse. So there was a time, I think, when the naira was, new naira notes were introduced, 2014, 2015, thereabout, when people started selling, you had agents that people would go to buy mints from. Basically, during the festive season like this, like you mentioned, they would go and buy mints and maybe give people in envelopes, presents and the rest, or to go to events, to spray money at events then, when it wasn't illegal. So that was when mint notes used to make money for people. But because of the situation of things, the cash scarcity, the proliferation of POS businesses, you see people now getting used to the idea of selling even old-looking notes or notes that are not mint. So it's a culture that has taken over Nigeria, and law enforcement that knows that it is illegal to actually sell this currency is not looking into the situation. So you cannot entirely blame deposit money banks. Why don't we have this law being implemented so that retailers can take money to the bank, so that we don't have the wider population of Nigerians struggling? That is the network or the ecosystem of controversy that we're experiencing in Nigeria right now. Well, you solve one problem, you create another problem.
Well, if you're going to go cashless, then we should start fixing our network and whatnot, right? Because apparently, if you're going cashless and networks are not working properly, banks' networks are not working properly, then there's a whole new problem, apparently, because you won't be sending money that's not going.
Yes.
And when you're trying to, and it's not even working, right? So if we're going to go cashless, it's great, it's important, it's even safer. But banks need to start working on their networks to be prompt